Texas state Democrats fled the Lone Star State this week in protest of gerrymandering, the process of redrawing state maps, usually to give an electoral advantage to one party. 51 Democratic state reps left in order to block Republicans from voting to redraw the state's congressional map. If passed, it would give the GOP an opportunity to pick up 5 House seats in the 2026 midterms.
Democrats who broke quorum have faced scrutiny, mostly from the right. Republican Senator John Cornyn called on the FBI to aid and arrest the absent lawmakers. He confirmed Thursday that FBI Director Kash Patel approved that request. Joining us now is Texas State Representative John Bryant, who is one of the members who broke quorum. Congressman, thank you for joining us.
Thank you. Good to be here.
Yeah, so let's start with the obvious question that's burning on everyone's minds. Where are you right now? FBI, are you listening?
Well, that's the only question that I won't answer. We don't want to, encourage efforts to do violence or otherwise, interfere with what we're doing physically. So I can't discuss our location.
So I want to ask you, why was this moment worth the risk? So obviously, that as important as blocking gerrymandering was for your party, there was also an understanding that people are looking to some legislation on flooding and other things and expect you guys to be in Texas doing what they elected you guys to do. So why was this worth taking the risk?
Well, it's all about preventing Donald Trump from rigging the 2026 elections in advance by changing the district lines. We don't want him to have a majority in the House of Representatives if it's going to be obtained artificially in this way. And it's really comes down to that. The special session was called for the purpose of redistricting. The other items that were added were simply added in order to make the special session look legitimate. The funding for the flooding victims can be sent to them immediately by the governor. He has the authority to do that. He's done it repeatedly in the past. He was very generous in doing it in building the border wall without authorization. And it's all about gerrymandering.
Now, Representative Bryant, one of the allegations against your group from Senator Cornyn and now the FBI is they claim that you could be subject to violations of federal bribery laws because of the potential for outside groups to be funding your travel out of the state of Texas. Can you confirm whether or not any outside groups have been covering maybe your hotel or other expenses?
All of the money that's been raised to support us in this has been raised in the normal way through the House Democratic Caucus. And these statements are being made by John Cornyn because he's desperate to win his Republican primary. He's being challenged by the state's attorney general. I think the Republican Party of the 21st century has become the people of the lie. It's just one lie after another. Statements like that, for example, designed to try to diminish what we're doing. We're simply trying to stop people like him and Donald Trump from having a majority in the House of Representatives after the 2026 elections.
We saw from the 2020 census that a majority of the state's growth in Texas were community of colors. However, when maps are drawn, that maybe they weren't represented in a way that would be seen as fair to a lot of people with these new voices. What do you think is the long-term danger of redistricting even more to lean Republican? Because not that people of color can't be on both sides of the aisle, but what do you think adding the 2020 numbers with less representation for people of color in districts to what you are understanding may happen now if Republicans move forward, of those two things being on top of one another?
Well, first, under the Trump Supreme Court, we don't know whether there's any protection any longer for minority communities in redistricting. But clearly, to diminish what little they already have in our state relative to what they are entitled to on the basis of population is going in the wrong direction. I would also point out statewide, our statewide candidates win 43 to 47% of the vote, and yet Democrats only have 33% of the members of Congress from Texas, of the 38 members of Congress. So they're going in the opposite direction, and it can't be justified in any way to reduce the Democratic delegation by 5 members in the middle of a decade.
Representative, one of the criticisms of the group of Democrats who left Texas is that they went to Illinois, which is sort of infamously one of the most gerrymandered states in the country by the Democratic Party. Do you think that it was a PR mistake to choose to go there?
I don't know anything about their redistricting or any other states for that matter. We went to a place where we thought the sergeant at arms of the House would have difficulty returning us to the state. We're trying to effectively break the quorum. So we didn't study any states redistricting in the past or anything like that.
Have you ever looked at the map of
Okay.
Illinois in the congressional districts there?
Sorry,
Have you
say
ever
that
just,
again.
have you ever just looked at the congressional map of Illinois and seen the way the districts are drawn?
Well, you should see the way they're drawn in Texas. They already look like somebody threw mud at the wall. So, we didn't need to look outside of our own borders to find a Republican-sponsored outrage.
So, Representative, what's the plan? What's the long-term plan? Okay, you're out of town now. People want to know, how do you see this through?
Well, a special session lasts 30 days. It will end on August 19th. And we're just fighting the fight that's in front of us. We have to make our plans after that when that time comes. But our effort right now is to break the quorum for the current session to prevent 88 Republicans out of 150 members in our House from passing a bill that's designed to hand Donald Trump a victory that he otherwise could not win.
So, what if they bring this up again? Are you guys going to leave the state every time? Is there what happens next? Is like if this goes on again?
We'll have to decide that. We'll have to decide that, as the time when the time gets here. I mean, when you're in a fight with a short stick, you fight in the instant. You can't make plans for an hour later. You've got to deal with what's right in front of you, and we're trying to stop this from happening right now. We'll have to decide what to do next. In the meantime, we have hope that our actions have aroused the nation and the other blue state governors and legislators to respond in kind if Trump's forces succeed at redrawing lines in the red states.
The Census Bureau admitted that they did make mistakes in the 2020 census that disadvantaged Republicans in Texas. What do you think the proper answer is to alleviating those issues? Is it they have to wait 10 years and in the meantime have this disadvantaged congressional map that was not properly counted?
You're saying Republicans were disadvantaged?
According to the census's own admission of their mistake in 2020.
I don't think there's any empirical basis for that statement. The Republicans already have, as I said, 25 of the 38 members of Congress out of Texas. And if you look at our statewide results in elections, we should have 43 to 47% of them. They have instead of 33% of them.
Well, Texas State Representative John Bryant, thank you so much for coming. We have a lot more to talk about, and keep us posted on the journey.
Thank you.
A pro-democracy podcast, Dethrone the Joe Rogan Experience on YouTube. Is this a sign of a political shift? We'll talk about it next in My Lens. Stay with us.